I was just in a session on grief, and while I was in that session on grief, something just jumped in my spirit. It's like the Lord revealed to me that often as believers, one of the scariest times that we ever encounter are those times where we have to trust in nothing but the sovereignty of God. Even in this day, I think that we've gotten so used to having control of a particular situation or control over our circumstances that we don't leave room for the sovereignty of God. We say that we walk by faith and not by sight, yet all those times, there are many times where if we can't see a way, that we don't find a way to trust God. The sovereignty of God is those things that we have to place our trust in when life happenings happen. That unfortunate thing, that thing that didn't go quite as we expected, that thing that was in God's will but wasn't in our will. Do we really trust in the sovereignty of God? God at different times and sundry manners throughout our lives will place us in positions to where we have to trust nothing but his sovereignty. The sovereignty of God, simply defined, is God is God and we're not. There are just simply times that we have to trust in the sovereignty of God, in the midst of persecution, in the midst of attack, in the midst of a loss in your home, in the midst of a loss of your home, in the midst of the death of a loved one, in the midst of a loss of a relationship, a loss of a job, that we have to trust in the sovereignty of God. We have to relinquish our need to have control of every particular situation, every particular happening, every particular circumstance, every particular goings on in our life, and trust nothing but the sovereignty of God. God is God. After this, God will be in control. While we were shocked, while it caught us unexpected, no one's pushed God out of the captain's chair. God is still in control. He's still our refuge and our very present help in a time of trouble. Do you trust in the sovereignty of God? God bless you. I'm placing my trust in the sovereignty of God.